What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we got a couple things going on today. As you know, Legacy's going. So this video is actually 1 week after the last upload that you guys saw, and I haven't been able to get the air ride on the Legacy yet. It's been constant rain, and I couldn't put that Camaro outside until the rain stopped because there's new electronics in it. So we got the Legacy in the garage today. I'm going to be putting the air ride back on that. And then Matt got a new toy for his car. As you can see, the 9-inch for his car is sitting out on the stands. Matt, you want to show him what you got finally?
Well, so this is a Mosher nodule third member. It's got 1350 billet pinion yoke. It's got billet goodies all around. It's a 350 gear, and it's got a 31 spline heavy duty drag spool in it. So no matter what, I mean, it's going to be locked. So I didn't want to mess around with the posi or nothing. So I just went with this, and this third member is built to hold quite a bit of power. My motor doesn't make a lot of power, but I figure if it's going to make power eventually, why just have something that can hold it now, and why not have something that can hold future power? So all of this together should roughly hold around 15 to 1600 horsepower if treated correctly. So I think that might be all right for a little while. I think the only things that'll break if I'm ever at a high horsepower level is probably the axles. So
we'll be showing you a little bit of that too, kind of giving you guys some updates and checking in on him getting the third member in on the rear end and kind of assembling that. So, but, oh, and there's one more thing. You want to tell him what you just did?
So I've never been to a big event before. I've done muscle car shootout up at BIR for the past couple of years. Not too many events, but if you go to Brainerd, I'm sure you know what that is. But me and my buddy Randy, he's got a turbo LS Monte Carlo, and we said, F it, let's try and get into Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. And this morning, registration was at 10 o'clock. We were finished registering at 10:01, and we got our confirmation and everything of, you know, our money was deducted from our bank accounts, but we haven't gotten a confirmation that we're in the race yet. But so far, it looks like we are ready to go for Rocky Mountain 2.0. So if that's the case, which it's looking pretty strong that it is, I'll be still going to Brainerd, but we're going to be slowly transitioning the car to be reliable to a certain extent, because it's going to be a 1,500 mile race that day, drive to the next track that same day, race the next day, drive that same day. It's going to be like that. So we got to make sure that I got spare parts. I got to do everything that's reliable so I can trust the car. So signed up for the small block naturally aspirated class.
He's calling everybody out, by the way.
I'm not. Last year, the fastest guy that ran the small block NA class was low sevens in the corner. So, you know, I'm just going to round home last really proudly. And if I can make it all week with no issues and can finish the last event under power, I'm going to consider that a huge win for me. So,
as you guys probably know, we do a lot of our recording, all of our recording actually, on phones, and it's just kind of the easiest thing. We, you know, edit everything on the phone, we film everything on the phones. So we are going to try our best to figure out a really good way to film that event. I won't be going to it, but Matt will be. So we'll try to have him, we'll figure out the best way to film for that and upload that, because that'll be a really, really cool thing to kind of show.
Yeah, I'll time lapse, do some stuff on the rear end assembly. I don't really know how far I'm going to get. I got a party to go to later, so I'll try and I want to at least get the axles and the third member and stuff in. So
sweet. So we're going to put you on a time lapse with that, and you'll see him kind of putting that together. And I got to get started on the Legacy because the buyer's coming today, and he's taking the car today. So
look at that sad-ass Camaro sitting down there.
My gosh, look at the travel. The thing's sitting a foot off the ground. It's higher than by the way, got a new truck by the way, guys. It sits as high off the ground as the truck. I'm not kidding.
You got much wheel gap as my lifted truck.
Yeah. To be fair, most of the weight is taken out of that car right now. So let's put you guys on a time lapse and let's get rolling. So third member's in, axles are in. I clearly didn't sleep enough because I put the axles in on the wrong sides and then started to bitch like a 2-year-old until he's like, hey, I think they're on the wrong side. So I swapped them and now they're in. So now what's left is to put the rear brakes on, get that all started. That'll be in the time lapse. It's basically the same process as my front, except I don't have to drill or cut or anything like that. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Had a couple scares. This thing almost fell a couple times, and then my Harbor Freight stand broke. Big bummer. But I'm just gonna keep going, get the rear brakes together, and hopefully this will be assembled by hopefully before I leave. What are you doing? What have you done so far besides go get me rowdies? Well, I'm working. I've got the wiring harness run from the back of the car to the front, and I am right now working on doing a little bit of wiring to get this back working, and then I can start running airlines and stuff like that.
Sounds like
it's terrible.
Yeah.
For anybody out there, installing air ride is not hard. It is time consuming when you want to run everything and make everything hidden and nice.
You know what's hard?
Trying to put axles in the rear end the wrong way?
Yeah, that was hard on the ego.
When I had to tell you it was wrong?
Yeah, that hurt. Officially, Mike is now smarter than me with cars and building race cars because I'm moronic.
I don't know if I can trust you to wire the Camaro now.
I guess I better return my fire suit. All right, rear end is basically 100% assembled. Obviously, you got to get your the brake lines and stuff put in. I did get some BMR springs that'll lower the rear about 1.25 inches, just so I can eliminate that gap. That way, the rear end will kind of perform a little bit better. This is just kind of loosely in there, but you kind of get the idea of how that works. But looks like a rear end now. Kind of sad. I don't get to use this as a Christmas tree anymore. But we'll have probably another video me getting this rear end out and having that one put in. This one's gonna be, I mean, it's pretty easy to get that out. Just drop that track bar, drop the control arms, get the sway bar off, and then disconnect the shocks, and then the whole thing just comes right out. So I already got brake ones off. So Mike still hasn't gotten far at all. He's been procrastinating.
Very much. I got a haircut too.
He did get a haircut in the garage. I was gonna film that, but I didn't want to.
Should have. Would have been funny. Especially because she was so short and I'm sitting on a stool, so she's reaching to the top of my head.
I was trying to convince her to give him a mullet.
I'll get a mullet.
She didn't go through with it. Yeah, I'm gonna get this rear end off of these stands because the Harbor Freight stands, they are maxed. So I just don't want this thing falling while I'm gone or something. So.
All right, guys. So I've been away from the camera for a little bit here. I've just been trying to get this done. So where I'm at right now with the air ride install is I've got the tank, the manifold compressors in. Everything's wired up. I already tested. Everything is working. All the air lines are run to each individual wheel well. You can see it sticking out there. And then the controller is in right there. And everything does work. So all the trim is back in. So literally all I need to do now is just go ahead and put it up on jack stands, put the struts in it, hook up the lines to the struts, put wheels on it, and then make sure everything is working. So I will come back to you guys once we get that done. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to do this without getting too emotional. But here's the car. It is back on the airlift suspension. So it's back on the ground, wheels are on, everything's torqued down, everything is working flawlessly. So everything here works. And it's tough. So the car is now leaving. I already signed the title and took the money. It's too late now, so. But it's going to an amazing person. I've known him for a while, and he's going to take very good care of it. So I actually want you guys to meet him first. Tim, say hi.
Hey guys, what's up?
This is the owner of the Spec B. So, as you guys knew probably before winter, I actually sold the front end to Tim. He bought the whole JDM front end, the grille, the headlights, the bumper, the reinforcement, headlight brackets. He even bought the wheels and tires, then proceeded to DB'd one of them. Sorry. And I actually hit him up. And I was like, hey, are you interested in the rear bumper? He goes, well, I only got wagons. I was like, oh, dang. And he goes, why are you selling it? So I told him I'm thinking about selling the car. And he hits me back. He's like, how much you want for it? We agreed on a price. And here we are, all because I wanted to build one of these. So not gonna hate that car, but it's going to a good home. He's gonna take good care of it. We're still gonna see it. It'll be on the channel. I'll get to still drive it and see the car as it is. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do with it. He's gonna be able to do a lot more than I could. I just can't do two projects at once. So yeah, this is a very sad video. But you know, life goes on. Who knows? I may be able to buy it back in a few years if he gets sick of it. We'll see. So, but if you guys enjoy what we're doing here, please drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay hydrated.